After doom scrolling on my phone and like feeling sorry for myself, I was like, no, what am I doing? So I literally typed up this script in paragraph form on my phone while lying on my bed. Again, this is like minimum viable action. Instead of being like, I need to go on my laptop and type up this whole thing, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna type this up on my phone. Like I'm texting a friend because that's so easy and fun to do. It gives me energy. And now I'm like motivated to film a video, and that's how this video came about. Let me just make sure I'm good. I have a really embarrassing story to share with you today, if you'll bear with me. This is for you if you struggle with the same things I do, like perfectionism, procrastination, being on your phone too much. But that can be a pro sometimes because I wrote the whole rant on my phone here. Um, so maybe some backstory. I was reading Reddit for a while. That's why I spend so much time on my phone, just like being on social media. I was reading Reddit and a lot of people, they were like, you know, I'm 20 something, I'm almost 30, my life is over, this has not gone the way I wanted it to. And it seems like a lot of people, especially nowadays, they feel so lost. Like even I feel a little bit lost, and I'm like pretty clear with what I want to do and my goals. Like I'm a productivity life tracking influencer, which is why I was like, I feel like a little bit of a hypocrite to admit that sometimes I procrastinate, sometimes I spend hours on my phone doom scrolling social media when I shouldn't. And I just wanted to share some of these embarrassing, like hypocritical stories with you because, you know, I don't want to make it seem like I'm perfectly productive all the time. And hopefully you relate to some of these, and I'll share my thought process about how I'm breaking this down and how I'm continuing to make progress. So back to the whole Reddit stories I was reading about, a lot of people, maybe you yourself as well, they feel like they're hitting a dead end. They're not sure what to do with their life. They don't have a lot of clarity or purpose. They don't know what they're passionate about. They are procrastinating and go on their phone too much, which is the one thing that my course is supposed to help people with. And a lot of people did say that, you know, tracking their time 24/7 helps decrease their phone use, but I feel like sometimes I still fall off that wagon. Like earlier today, okay, it's like 4 p.m. and I just woke up an hour ago and I was like scrolling on my phone. It's so bad. Again, I'm not perfect. So like I felt like such a hypocrite and I couldn't talk to anyone about this. I feel like that's why people go to Reddit and they're like posting these things anonymously, because you feel like you can't really talk to anyone about this, because if you do, it's like you're admitting you're a failure when that's not true. Because like actually in psychology class, we learned that like recovery relapse is not like linear. Relapse is part of the recovery for like the whole thing. I forgot what it's called, but I saw a graph. Instead of it being like, you know, admitting there's a problem, so addressing the problem, and then like recovery and then relapse and then recovery again, it's like a circle. You know, you can always relapse and go back, but then the important thing is you keep going, and that is recovery. So that psychology class always stuck with me. And something that I noticed, especially when things get busy, like you're traveling or like random things pop up, like you have to run errands. Yesterday, I spent hours running errands and I was like, this shouldn't take this long, because I was making a gift for my friend and I went to so many different stores. They didn't have the stuff that I needed to make her scrapbook. So I was like, this should not be taking this long. But, you know, like literally the print shop did not have stuff to print the photos for the scrapbook. And I was like, why do you call yourself a print shop? Anyway, I had to go to my local library, which I should have gone to in the first place because libraries are awesome. But basically, things that take longer than expected, right? These things derail you. You start feeling demotivated. And what I realized is that you really fall to the level of your systems. So what you're used to doing, what's easiest for you to do. And that's going to be related to what I'm talking about today with minimum viable action and how you even set up these systems. I have tons of videos about how to set up these systems, but I really think it comes down to mindset. And I've seen this in a lot of students in my course where I was like, oh, you feel so much better. You feel like, you know, it seems like you're making a lot of progress towards your goals. What changed? And they were like, oh, I didn't really change what I was doing. It's just like I enjoyed it more and did more of it. And I was like, oh, why did you start doing more of it? And it was really like a mindset thing. They treated it like a challenge and like a game, which made them look forward to doing the work because it wasn't really work anymore. So I was like, maybe there's something there. Like there's all these people talking about mindset, and I was like, that's not really matter as much. that doesn't really matter as much because I was like, mindset doesn't matter. What matters is your actions and your habits and stuff. But then those stem from the mindset. Because I remember when I first started out as an influencer, I was literally like, oh, I can't charge like $200 for a video, even though I had a lot of followers because one of my reels went viral about life tracking and work documentation on Notion. Oh my gosh, I went so off script, but I want to tell the story. So I was like feeling bad for charging like $100, $200. And if I had that mindset of being like, okay, I'm delivering these sponsors and these companies value worth way more than a few $100s. Like a few $100s to companies is nothing, okay? If I had that mindset, I feel like I would not have wasted as much time and energy. Um, but anyway, that's in the past. I wish I had like an influencer bigger sister to tell me all this stuff and like even a bigger sister for like life stuff. Like I just posted a video about finance stuff and I was like stressing, planning retirement and all these other things I want to do. And yeah, it's a lot. So let me know if you know someone like two steps ahead. But that's why I'm sharing this video because I'm like, if you are in your 20s, like early 20s, or maybe mid 20s like me, and you're struggling with this stuff, like this is what I post because I made a lot of mistakes and I want to make sure you prevent them too. And I might post videos about like my whole creator business and stuff because I was traveling for the last 5 months and the tax and accounting and bookkeeping pain I had to deal with during my travels was like, wow. All because I didn't know how to set it up properly. Anyway, back to the script outline. Basically, I was talking about how, I was procrastinating and doom scrolling on my phone all the time because that's just the easiest thing to do when I feel like not in a good headspace or like overwhelmed. You just scroll on your phone and it makes you feel worse about yourself. That's me falling to the level of my systems, so I need to set up new ones. I actually today, I missed my alarm because I stayed up too late because I just got back from Australia and I'm in Canada right now. It's kind of a struggle to adjust with the time zones, but when I was younger, I had no issues. But now I'm like, I guess I forget that I'm older now. So I slept in and I completely missed a call with my friend who I've been trying to catch up with and call for like the last few months. And it was just not a good start to my day. But after doom scrolling on my phone and like feeling sorry for myself, I was like, no, what am I doing? So I literally typed up this script in paragraph form on my phone while lying on my bed. Again, this is like minimum viable action. Instead of being like, I need to go on my laptop and type up this whole thing, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna type this up on my phone. Like I'm texting a friend because that's so easy and fun to do. It gives me energy. And now I'm like motivated to film a video, and that's how this video came about. Like right now, the lighting is not good. I usually don't film this was like 4 or 5 p.m. But I don't film at this time because I'm like, oh, I need good lighting. And I stop myself from making progress. Again, it's like the mindset thing. You stop yourself from going towards your goals and working towards progress because you're like, I can't do this because XYZ. And you make all these excuses. But something I teach in my course as well that people have said is like life changing. One student said it completely like helped her relationship with her mother, but basically, it's asking yourself why 5 times. So, like, even asking myself why and like thinking more critically about these excuses I made for myself, I was like, oh, this is like BS excuse. Let me just get rid of that and then make progress. So, like, one of the things was, I can't film this YouTube video, even though I know it could help people because, I'm not like dressed professionally. Like, these are my pajamas. I'm not like dressed professionally, didn't comb my hair, like the lighting's not good. But then I'm like, there are solutions to these problems. Like I shouldn't just stop there. I should ask myself like, why do I need this to film a video? So I literally got my sister's ring light here. And I'm like, you know what? I am a problem solver. These solutions are workable. And now here I am filming this video, which, I like creating content. So hopefully this helps a little bit. Anyway, back to the whole thing. So like this morning I was feeling so out of it. I was like, I missed this call with my friend. I woke up so late. I'm getting so much older, even though I know I'm not, but like all those Reddit posts I talked about earlier, they're like, I'm like 28 or something and I like my life is over. I, quit school, whatever, and like working dead end job. And all the comments are like, bro, your life has just begun. You can turn this around. And I guess this is like this video is a reality check for you. Hopefully, like you can turn your life around anytime you want. It's just like the mindset thing. I'm gonna get into it more. So the first thing I did was reconnecting with my values and goals. So I have like a whole module in my course about how to like decide your values and how to set your life North Star metric or like your main goal. So for me, it was to positively impact other people. I get a lot of energy from just sharing these random things and hoping that it helps somebody out there who feels the same way I do. Because, sometimes it can feel like you're all alone in this, but you're not, because like with my course, sorry, I'm bringing up my course a lot because like a lot of the examples from other people are there. Obviously, you don't need to take the course if you don't want to. I don't want to push it on you, but like for example, a lot of people in the course, they're like, "Oh my gosh, this community is so worth it." I remember one person, one student, he was like, "I usually wouldn't want to engage in a community because I'm shy," but he was like, "Since I paid for this course, I want to make the most of my money." And he was like one of the funniest people in the community, and it's just so good because that keeps you accountable. And a lot of people were like, "Oh, this really made me realize that I wasn't alone. Like, there's a lot of people struggling with the same things I'm struggling with." So I'm so glad I started the course community, because at first I was like, "This is so much work to moderate and like set up," but then I was like, "No, this aligns with my values of positively impacting other people." So it's like first you need to figure out your values and goals. There's quizzes you can take online, or you can just journal and think to yourself. The next thing I've already mentioned, it's the five whys analysis. So when I analyze like why am I feeling like this, and I ask myself why so many times, I actually did this. Okay, low-key productivity hack is I was making breakfast. I still have it here. Like I know I'm eating breakfast at like 5 p.m., but I have like my oatmeal fruit bowl here. And while I'm like cutting my fruit and making all that, I use this app called Audio Notes. And it's like oh my God, you don't know the drama with this app. Sorry, I'm getting so off track right now. I don't know if maybe this is an ADHD thing, but let me tell you this drama. So, audio notes, right? I found them and I loved them so much. I think we're like partners now because I always talk about them and they reached out. But audio notes, it's basically like you speak and then it summarizes everything and has a transcript, and then you can create content based off that, but use it for journaling. So like while I was making breakfast, I was ranting to myself and then it really helped. But audio notes, if you Google it, you might notice there's like two audio notes. And that's because they had a competitor who like stole their entire software, except it was like a worse version of them. So make sure to click like the orange one and not like the blue one. I think it's still blue, because the blue one like stole everything. And like every time I mention audio notes, I have people message me like, "Is this the right website? Like I bought the software, but it's kind of clunky." And I was like, "No, that's like the copycat." Anyway, that's the drama on that app. But you can totally just use ChatGPT or something and just rant to it and like chat with the AI and figure out your values and goals. But I did the five whys analysis by just ranting to myself, and audio notes captured it, and I was like analyzing it. And you can even chat with the AI there and be like, what is the root issue of this? So what I found was like I was feeling so negative. I was like scrolling social media because when my energy is drained, when my energy is drained, it's like the easiest thing to do to scroll on your phone, and get that dopamine hit from all the funny videos and stuff. And then before you know it, a few hours are gone and you couldn't do anything you wanted to do. Like my schedule was packed today. So I figured out that I lost momentum when I had all these things scheduled, and like if something unexpected happens, like after an errand takes longer, I have to do something that I didn't plan for, then that derails my entire day. And I'm like, okay, now I feel bad about myself. I don't want to do any of these. I have no energy left. And when I don't have energy, I scroll social media. So I realized that maybe I need to give myself more grace and more buffer time and not overplan as much and focus on minimum viable action and like one most important thing to get done every single day, which is what I teach in my course, which is why I'm like, should I even share this story? Because it's kind of hypocritical, but I think it's important to share it because then you can see that, this progress towards productivity and living a good life, living the life that you want, making progress. It's not linear because like you can always relapse or like go back, but then the important thing is you keep going and keep trying. Like I have people in my course who didn't make it through the whole course and they got too busy or something, and I just roll them over to the next course. And sometimes they do that twice, like they have to be rolled over multiple times over multiple months, and that's fine. I love when people do that because they feel bad and they're like, I already tried and failed so many times. But that's not failure to me. That's like persistence and consistency, which is what I look for. Like those people are who I admire the most because they have the courage to keep trying, even if it's like you already feel bad about yourself for not trying and like failing, but it's like pushing past that perceived failure. That's the most important. Like even now, I'm like, ugh, I didn't want to film this video because then I have to edit it and all that, but I might just post this raw, unfiltered, unedited. Let me know if you like this content format. So I basically talked about how I reconnected with my values and goals and the 5 whys analysis, how I was losing momentum because I scheduled too much, and when I didn't hit those things on my schedule, I was like, done, lost energy, and when I lose energy, I scroll my phone. So a mindset example is, like I went on this 5-month trip, which I mentioned, and the trip was really fun. And I wanted to share that thing with other people who also like traveling and want to go to the countries that I've been to, because I'm like, joy should be shared. I'm a person who likes sharing stuff. But then I was like, I should make guides, but then I have to like sit down on my laptop, look through all my photos, look through my Google Maps, and type this down. It's so much work. So I think it's really more about focusing on the minimum viable action that gives you energy. Because what gives me energy is sharing fun things with people. So when I started messaging friends and random people, I'm like, this is where you should go. That's kind of a mini guide in itself. Like I will put in that effort and send them, like go through my photos, which I have so many photos, and send them the exact ones of the exact place that I'm talking about because I enjoy it. It gives me energy. But I won't do the same thing for a guide because I'm like, oh, it's work. I have to get on my laptop. I have to do all this. So focus on the minimum viable action because those are the building blocks or the drafts to get you to that step that you want to be. So what I would do is look through those DMs with people and basically like copy paste the stuff there or my draft into the final guide. And it just makes things so much easier. Once you have that initial momentum because it gives you energy, you want to continue and do more and you're motivated to do more. So focus on minimum viable action. The other thing is this YouTube video. I feel like I always struggle making videos because there's like so much that goes into it. Like the lighting with the ring light that I mentioned, my camera, I literally don't even know if this video is in focus. Hopefully it doesn't matter and you're just like listening to this while doing chores and not even watching me. Especially because like I just got out of bed and I'm in pajamas, didn't comb my hair or anything. But I have my camera set up and like my mic set up, but then I also have my mirror, which is why you might see me looking to the side. I have my mirror behind my camera so I can see what I look like, and that's because my camera stops recording after like 15 minutes. So I have to make sure it keeps recording because one time, like so many times I had to refilm stuff, which wasted so much time because, it didn't capture what I wanted to say, like it cut off. So I always have to check the mirror to see if the camera is recording or not. Anyway, this whole video, I was like, I don't even want to film it. Like this day is ruined already. I woke up late. I had a bad day. But then I was like, I'm not alone in this. At least I don't think so. There are people out there who also who also have days like this. If I can relate this back to my goal and values of helping other people, then maybe something positive, like I can still do something with my day. And so I was like literally lying in bed writing a big paragraph script on my phone. Like it's like texting a friend, right? It's so easy to do. So I didn't have to like get out of bed and like type up a whole script outline. It's literally this script outline. So those building blocks made up of minimum viable actions really helped me get that momentum and energy. And now here I am filming the video despite all the roadblocks because I was like, it's dark, I don't have the lighting. All these were excuses I made for myself. So through minimum viable actions and asking myself why 5 times, I was able to get rid of all these excuses and finally make progress on my goals, which was to positively impact more people with my content. So it's really all about not delaying your progress. You can do the bare minimum because we do fall to the level of our systems. You just have to set up a good system to give you energy and motivation. And then once you have that momentum, it becomes a lot easier to make action and to make progress and take action. But you really have to understand what gives you energy. So like, is it something creative? For me, it was helping other people. So that's why my life North Star metric is to positively impact other people, or number of people positively impacted. I go over all this in my course, but leave a comment if you want me to dive deeper into it in a free YouTube video. So now this is the section of the video where I usually promote something like my course, but I don't really have too much to promote today. I kind of just wanted to share and to let you know that, you're not alone. I have bad days too, even though I'm literally a productivity influencer. I don't always have it together. Like, I think people see me, make 20K for my course or something, and they're like, oh my gosh, she's so good. Every day she must wake up at 5 a.m. Like, no, if anything, I woke up at like 3 p.m. today. My life is not together. So, we're not alone in this. I'm not, all the way up here, right? So I just wanted to say thank you for listening. I really hope that this makes you feel more empowered to take action. I think the key takeaways for you are to focus on minimum viable action and to focus on your 5 whys to identify the root cause, and then you can make progress from there. Thanks for listening.